How about those Cleveland Browns? Welcome back, YouTube viewers, to the 2008 Cleveland Browns Bash, and our Cleveland Browns are coming off a wonderful 35-14 Monday night spanking of the defending Super Bowl champion New York Giants, and it was just glorious to watch. I have a lot to talk about, and not too much time to talk about it, so let's get right to the game notes. In the first quarter, the Browns had 122 yards of total offense, but only 3 points to show for it, and a big reason for that was lack of discipline, which I'm going to get into a little later. In the second quarter, the first play of the second quarter was a 70-yard bomb from Derek Anderson to Braylon Edwards. It was a beauty, and Derek Anderson, 57 yards of air distance, just a great pass. Awesome. I'll get to Derek Anderson again in a minute. In the third quarter, the first play in the third quarter was a Brandon McDonald interception. And then toward the end of the third, Jerome Harrison really showed his value. There was one play, Joshua Cribbs play, where we handed it off to Joshua Cribbs. The whole Giants defense shifts because they think Josh Cribbs is either going to pass it or he's going to run. And he reverses it to Jerome Harrison, takes it across the other side of the field. Great play, beautiful play. Chud, we need to see more of that against the Redskins. Then in the fourth quarter, the first play of the fourth, Derek Anderson to Braylon Edwards on an 11-yard touchdown that put us up 27-14. Then with 8:22 remaining, Eli Manning throws a pass that's picked off by Eric Wright, a great read by Wright to step in front at the right time, and he took it 94 yards the other way for the fourth longest interception return for a touchdown in Cleveland Browns history, and did a little prime time into the end zone. So Eric Wright, awesome. That pretty much sealed the deal. We were up 35-14 at that point after the two-point conversion. But what I loved from our defense, and I've been praising our defense ever since week 2 after that Steelers game, what I loved from our defense, what I loved from them is with 4 minutes and 2 seconds left, we stopped the Giants on fourth down, did not allow them into the end zone. They were driving again in the red zone, and it was garbage time, but we kept the heart up and we stopped them, and that was just wonderful to see because we were up 35-14. Our team could have so easily sat down and just been like, you know what I mean, just completely just sat on the lead, you know, we're up by 21, game over, and they did not. They fought, they kept them from scoring again, and I just loved that. Interceptions in the game, Rodney Poole, he had a great read to move across the field also, as did Eric Wright's read. Brandon McDonald also had an interception, as I said. It was the Browns' first Monday night win since September 13th, 1993, and that was Cleveland against San Francisco, 23-13. It's the first time. Now, I heard this on TV. I don't know if this is 100%. I didn't get it from the internet or anything. I just heard it. But apparently, this is the first time that a Giants opponent has not punted, been sacked, or turned the ball over in a game since 1935. And if that is a fact, that is incredible. It is the first road loss for the Giants since week 1 of last season. And I was right to a degree. I was not right at all. I'm not trying to say I was right. I was right about the defense. Playing the top-ranked offense in the NFL. They did a great job. I didn't say that the defense would stop them, but I've just been praising the defense this year, and I've liked what they've done. Now, on the other end, on the offense, I was unbelievably off. I was totally wrong about the passing game. Derek Anderson went crazy. He was 18 for 29 with 310 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 121.3 passer rating. He had good poise in the pocket. Of course, we had good protection up front, but he also made good decisions. Derek Anderson, I apologize because this week you were awesome. It was just so amazing watching this game. It was just fantastic. Now, as far as the game goes, I was way off. I picked the Giants by 17. We won by 21, a huge swing, and not very many people probably could have predicted that. But 2008 Cleveland Browns Bash, Week 7. Here we go. Cleveland Browns at Washington Redskins. My keys to the game. First of all, we have to retain the momentum. The intangibles that we took out of Week 6, they were just huge. The confidence and the momentum. Now the confidence, that is something that, is good to have. But the momentum, after being the defending Super Bowl champions, the momentum that we have, by 21 points, we just have to take it into the Washington game and just continue to roll. If we come out with another bad performance like we did against Dallas or Baltimore, we're going to end up right back where we were before we beat the Giants. Just looking like a sorry team with, maybe one game that went our way. Now, we have to play a good game. We have to play competitive, energetic football, okay? If we do that, even if we lose, it'll still be okay. Now, I don't want us to lose. I mean, we're 2-3. You know, a win obviously is huge, but we need to play a good game. We cannot come out with a poor performance, so we need to retain this momentum, keep playing good football. My second key is to reduce those procedural penalties. Against the Giants, we committed 10 penalties for 55 yards, and on the season we have 47 total penalties for 292 yards. Our opponents only 34 total penalties for 275 yards. The yards are pretty close, but obviously the penalties are off by 13. It's just a sign of a lack of discipline, and, you know, it's been an issue pretty much all season. The false starts especially, I think we had 7 or 8 of them against the Giants. That's just ridiculous. If we continue to make these mistakes, they're going to eventually bite us. We have to fix that. Romeo Cornell has to work with our guys. You know, I watched the press conference, and it seems every week in the press conferences he says that he'll work on it, he'll talk to the guys, we'll work on it, and, you know, I hope we work on it and fix it. You know, I mean, we still beat the Giants by 21. I'm not complaining at all. It's just something that I would like to see, you know, an improvement in. And my third and final key is to pressure the Redskins offense, which of course is always a key, but last week in a 19-17 home loss to the St. Louis Rams, who are now 1-4, it was their first one on the season, the Redskins were forced into 3 fumbles, and Washington quarterback Jason Campbell was sacked 4 times. And this was all caused by the NFL's 31st ranked defense in the Rams. 31st ranked defense had 3 fumbles forced and recovered, and 4 sacks. Now, the Browns defense last week held the top-ranked offense to only 14 points. Top-ranked offense in the NFL, and the Giants to only 14 points. Of course, we forced the 3 interceptions. If we could do that against the Giants and the Rams could do that against Redskins, we can do that against Redskins. We just got to keep it together, and we got to play together. We got to do what we did. Like I said, once again, this goes back to the momentum. We got to carry it over. Of course, we have to force turnovers. We have to protect the ball and get the pressure on the Redskins offense because, you know, the Rams offense was not very good last week. They did not even score an offensive touchdown. Their touchdown in the 19-17 victory was a defensive touchdown. So, and that was in Washington too. So we'll see if we can get the pressure and force those turnovers and get a win this week. So notes and numbers: the Browns lead the all-time series against the Redskins. Get this, 33-9-1. That's a pretty dominating all-time series lead. And now we have the opportunity to win a 3rd consecutive game after losing 3 straight to start the season. So that would be just huge for the team. And last week was the first Browns win, I already said this on Monday night, since September 13th, 1993. As I said, I already said that. But Week 7 will be Cleveland's first game at Washington since October 13th, 1991. So it's been a while. Now my pick is Washington by 6. And I'm not trying to stay pessimistic because the Browns looked awesome last week, and I'm not saying either that I'm not a believer yet. I think that this team, I mean, if we showed what we can do against an amazing team, it's not like the Giants had a down week, and it's not like we lucked out. We played great football. The Redskins are coming off of a loss, like I said, to the previously winless Rams, and they're still at home. They're going to be ready to go. They're going to be pumped up. You know, they're going to want to release the frustration from last week, and unfortunately, we're the team that's there. You know, we had the momentum. Like I said, hopefully we can carry that over. If we do, we have to jump on them early. If we can jump on them early and deflate that energy that they're going to build up pregame, thinking about what happened last week and how much they want to just, you know, release their frustration, we have to jump on that early, deflate it. Then I think we have a good shot. And it's a much closer line than I was planning on deciding on before last weekend, obviously, with the Redskins losing to the Rams and then the Browns blowing out the Giants. I think we have a legitimate shot to win this game. I just think since it's in Washington, since they lost to the Rams last week, I think they have the edge right now, picking them by 6, but I think our Brownies can get it done, especially after what I saw last week. Just right now, I'm still tingly from that Giants game, and I hope we can do much of the same this Sunday. So, I'm your host, AJ. This is a 2008 Cleveland Browns Bash, Week 7 edition. See you guys next week with a recap of our game against the Redskins and a preview of our game against the Jacksonville Jaguars.